Pride Month has become an exhausting, fire hose-like stream of propaganda, as every major corporation dutifully rainbow flags its logo and joins in the chorus of government organizations, media outlets, and educational institutions celebrating America's very own Holy Month. And this has also become the ideal time to advance the latest and greatest cause, to push whatever LGBTQ plus micro-identity that needs to become the non-stop topic of conversation for the rest of the year. But this year's attempt to advance the ratchet produced a discussion that was particularly heinous. A number of different tweets and articles surfaced this Pride season, sparking a discussion as to whether actual children should be exposed to sexual fetishes at gay pride parades in order to learn tolerance, culminating in this amazing headline in the Washington Post. Now, the good news is that it got the knee-jerk negative reaction that you would hope for, but as you watch, those who oppose this horrific suggestion go to explain their opposition and integrate it into the current popular moral framework, you can already see the pattern that the ratchet will take. First, progressives characterize this as a fringe position. No one's really saying this. Come on, it's like one article somewhere, it's not a big deal. Then, after the idea has had some time to sit in the popular consciousness, the next step is for progressives to go ahead and frame this as an issue of removing stigma. You see, children will need to grow up to become tolerant adults. They will need to understand how to tolerate this kind of lifestyle, and therefore it's important for them to learn about it early to reduce the chances of them becoming some kind of bigot when they get older. Once the general populace has become okay with children being exposed to this kind of thing, the next step is to characterize any opposition to the sexualization of children as some kind of bigotry, some kind of violence. And at that point, the cultural victory is complete. You'll have the GOP arguing that Democrats are the real pedophobes within 10 years. And I guarantee you this is coming. The same rhetorical pattern that got us from gay marriage to trans kids in only 8 years is working its magic on the popular consciousness right now. And every time the opponents of this stuff walk away from the public discussion flabbergasted, amazed that they keep losing, but the answer is really simple. To have this conversation is to lose it. To debate these positions is to grant them legitimacy. You can't actually explain to someone why exposing a 5-year-old to kink at a pride parade is evil. Like, sure, there are plenty of logical reasons, there are mountains of data, but if they don't already understand this at a fundamental level, then they're just going to ignore all of that. The problem is not that a sufficient logical case hasn't been presented to them. It's that something fundamental has broken deep inside of that person. Something no amount of data or moral reasoning is ever going to overcome. Every functioning culture has taboos, things that are placed outside the realm of discussion for exactly this reason. Because there are some limits so sacred, some costs so dire, that once a civilization has crossed them, there's really no turning back. You can't just put that evil back in a bottle after you explore it. It's already poisoned you to the core. A society that has rationalized the chemical castration of 7-year-olds has functionally demolished all moral barriers. Consent has become their only guiding principle, and there's nothing to stop them logically or spiritually from taking the next step. As we watch this propaganda get pushed to younger and younger audiences to the point where it's become ubiquitous with children's programming, many people have asked me, what is the end goal of all this? Where do I think that this is going? What is the final step in this complicated master plan? Well, I don't think it's particularly complicated, and I think it's pretty obvious. There's really only one sexual taboo left. There's really only one place we as a culture are not yet ready to go. The logic of consent as the only moral value being applied to children only goes in one direction. There's only one final destination for this train. And God help us all when it gets there. If you like this video, please go ahead and click like. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time to do so. If you want to follow me on Twitter or support my work on Subscribestar like the fine people you're seeing on the screen right now, you can follow the links below the video. That's where you'll also find the links that'll take you to my Odyssey and Rumble channels if you'd like to subscribe to either of those. Thanks for watching, guys, and as always, I'll talk to you next time.